gotta share it. We gotta make sure it's where it needs to be at. Yeah. Everybody needs to wake up. It's fucking Friday. And nobody wants well, we want to be here, but it's been a hell of a week though. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I ain't even gonna hold you. Um NFL, as I'm doing some things. I'm still trying to recover from the playoffs, but it's gonna be a good playoff weekend here. Um had to do some stuff with ABC, partner with my partners to make sure that they're all squared away. So we got that going. Um, Wait a minute. I can share the show to Instagram? Nah, it's not gonna let me. Okay, all right. I'm about to say that's too good to be true. Like that doesn't make any sense. But if you haven't know, this is Big Games BS brought to you by Den Media Group, presented by thehumidor.com. Thehumidor.com is a go-to website for all things tobacco related. What happened?
Someone's comment, it said Andrew Jackson owned slaves, but you cover the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's lame. I don't know if he was serious, but it made me laugh.
Yeah, man. I mean, call them the Calfrey Jaguars. Is that cool? Is that better? Like, I mean, listen, man, I'm sorry, man. I don't know what you want me to do, man. Like, okay, fuck it. I cover Florida State. We'll talk about everybody else. We'll talk about everybody else than the Jaguars. But you know what you can do? You can go to thehumidor.com and you can type in sports day at checkout. You can get 20% off. It's not quite reparations, but it's something pretty close to it. It's gonna be one of those type of days. I can see that already. One of those type of shows. Inside the world's greatest cigar lounge, Goodfellas Cigar Lounge, where it's kind of like Cheers with a twist. Everybody knows your name and they're not afraid to leave you in a retention pond. Fun stuff happening here going on around. But one thing, again, housekeeping notes. I will say that is on YouTube. That is a YouTube comment, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So shout out to that. Like we that might be the only way I start reading comments is if you leave the comments in YouTube. So that's the only way we'll respond. You don't even have to give us a super chat right now because technically you can't until I get my my Google AdSense stuff back up and going. But I got that working out. But I need you guys to go check out the YouTube. So if you're listening to this on Twitter, if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, if you're listening to this on Facebook, I need you to go and I need you to go to @Den Media Group on YouTube. I also need you to go to @BigGameJames_36. If we get that to over 2,000 subscriptions, we will give somebody live on the show $200. If I get the personal one up to 1,000, we'll start dropping content on that one, as well as give somebody $100. And each time that it goes up, we will give 10% in US currency to your Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, whatever it is that you got. So please go share this with different people. Let them know. I know it's income tax season, and a lot of you guys, this is when you become ballers right now. But remember, that money ain't gonna last for all the time. You might need this couple $100. VD is coming up, so some of y'all are gonna need to either get a pill, or you're gonna need to get that special lady something in your life. So those are those things that we need to do. Speaking of I don't know if there's problems with Tallahassee, but no, I think Tallahassee means the city of hills in Indian. So I think we should be straight on that. We're having a spring game. The spring game has technically been announced. It's somewhere between the 13th and the 16th. I was told it'll be on the 15th. So you know what that means. If there's a spring game, that means we're going to have a tailgate. So we're going to have I don't even know what year annual tailgate this is, but I believe in collaboration over competition. So I have partnered with Sporadics. I've partnered with CJ Wilson to bring the dopest tailgates that are possible. We did one for Florida. We did one for the bowl game. We're going to do one for this. It keeps working. It keeps growing. Let's try to get as many no's there. We call it the spring game, like the family reunion. tailgate. It's a little bit cheaper. We're inside the Doak Campbell Stadium, Lot 6, under the oak tree. We'll have music. We'll have food. We'll have adult beverages. I believe Game Day Vodka will be partnering with it. If it's like in the past, we'll have a bunch of other people partner with it as well. Just overall dope. Mouse, can you find the picture that I sent you? I'm gonna show you what the original flyer was gonna look like. But we took this one down. A little, maybe a little controversial. Some of our pilgrims. We growing you. We're getting not my younger ones, but my older pilgrim base that's a little older than me. Like, we're getting y'all close to it. Y'all almost with us. But we were afraid that this one might have maybe pushed the envelope a little too much. So we gotta this is what we were going to drop originally. If you grew up in the 90s and you know about hip hop, this cover, because it embodies what we are. The tailgates are a vibe. We are disruptors. We are the best, and we fucking with White Mike right now. So that's not the flyer right now, but that's just kind of what we were originally going for, the flavor a little bit, season stuff up. I will tell you this, I normally don't do promotions there are other tailgates available. This is not the tailgate for you if you don't like seasoning. The food is going to be flavorful. The music is going to be dope. It's going to be all kinds of other shit. And as always, we'll have more games. Hopefully, we'll have other shit. The kids will be there. I'm tired of sharing. I really hate sharing this shit on Facebook, man. Just follow. Just tell people to put it on the damn YouTube. Go to the YouTube and you'll see. You'll get all the updates and things that you need. So and then lastly, we're taking JITs through the MFTK Foundation. We're taking them to a bunch. That's what these tailgates do. These tailgates, I take my share. I put it toward my foundation that we do mentorship, we do book bag drives, we do things like that. We also reward kids with the opportunities to be able to continue to do the right thing. So we already got Boys Town USA on board. I'm probably going to take my entire elementary school that I went to a basketball game, or everybody who wants to go. We got right now, we have 200 tickets to the Boston College game. We've got 150 men's basketball, 150 for women's basketball that next day. We have 150 to the baseball game against Florida Gulf Coast, another 150 for the baseball against Boston College. Then we're going to finish it up watching the girls beat up on Syracuse March 19th. So a lot of this stuff is a whole weekend of fun. If you would like to, you can donate money sign MFTK36 on Cash App, MFTK Foundation at Venmo, MFTK Foundation at gmail.com, on PayPal, if you would like to be able to donate so we can get more tickets. I want to make this experience really, really good for the kids. Get them hot dogs, get them a burger, get them a soda, some chips, some French fries. We want to make sure that they come and they leave, and hopefully the Noles will win. I don't really have much control over that shit, but it's always good when they win. We are trying to create the next generation of fans so that we can so that everybody's happy with all that jazz. So
all housekeeping?
Yeah, that's all housekeeping. So
the chat wants to know how much losses you think Miami's gonna have. They just seem to be on Miami today. Why?
Well, then fuck it. Let's go to that. All right, let's just fuck it. If we haven't heard, the University of Miami just fired their offensive coordinator, which I'm fucking pissed about. I'm mad. I enjoyed that man. Guy was great. He was one of matter of fact, listen, let's just listen to let's read the receipts, because nobody is more confident than a University of Miami fan in the offseason. Telling you that nobody. Guys got me going all the way off schedule, but it's cool. This is for a great cause. Hold on, let me just look at the schedule. I mean, that's Hurricanes football schedule. What are we going to be? 2023. That's 2022 right there. Well, I'll give you my estimate here, and then I know some of you Miami Candy Cane fans We'll probably come and talk shit, but listen. I only entertain you guys 45 minutes at 2:15. That's the only time I talk to you. That's 45 minutes to 3, because that's what you guys understand. 45 to 3 ass whippings. I think you start off the season. Oh shit.
Maybe that's why.
No. Okay, that's right. Today is the ACC schedule release. I forgot about that. They're going to start the Battle of Miami. Is going to start off the season. I believe they lose to Miami of Ohio. I know for a fact they're going to lose to Texas A&M. I mean, they got to go back to Texas A&M? No, that's a home game. Got to be a home game. Yeah, that's a home game. So they're going to lose to Texas A&M. I believe they'll beat Bethune-Cookman. I do believe they'll beat Bethune-Cookman. So that's one win. You got to go to – you guys are fucking terrible. You got to go to Temple? Ew. How can you be a fan and have this? Never mind. You know what? You were born that way. If that's what you like, I have to be like, I don't want the community coming after me. LGBTQM. I don't want the M community coming after me. If that you were born that way, fine. I do think you beat Temple. I'm going to go out on but then again, you did lose the Middle Tennessee State. We know for a fact you're losing to Florida State. I think you beat Georgia Tech, so that's 3 wins. You shouldn't have beat Virginia last year, but Virginia lost their top guy. So I'm going to give you Virginia 4. No chance in hell you're beating North Carolina. Don't think you're beating Boston College. Don't think you're beating Clemson. Don't think you're beating Louisville. Don't think you're beating NC State. So that's 8. Yeah. 4 and 8. Yeah. I mean, give or take plus or minus a win or a loss. Could go 3 and 9. Personally, I hope you go defeated. But I do know this. You lost a lot. You fired Josh Gaddis, who was the embattled coach. And this is what Miami fans were stressing when they got Josh Gaddis, who was, believe it or not this past season, but the previous year at the University of Michigan, he was he won the award, the Broyles Award, for the top offense, the top coordinator in all of college football. So you got the best OC in college football, right? The best OC in college football. And they were bragging about this, but then I told people, like, if you're the best at something, right? And I like to do this because I think people take sports and other things in life and you try to make it more complicated than what it really is. And if you have the best, people typically try to keep the best, right? Like, nobody just lets the best walk away.
Right.
Michigan just let them go. Michigan lost the best offensive assistant. And you know what they did? They flourished. They went to the college football playoff. I'm going to give black women this bone right here so that you guys can be on my side more. They basically dropped Future and picked up Russell Wilson. And now their career flourished. Now their lifestyle, their quality of life got better in Michigan. And what happened when Future went and got another woman pregnant? Miami, your quality of life diminished. You were worse than you were with the old lion-ass Cuban. You switched one lion-ass Cuban for another lion-ass Cuban. Now, with this lion-ass Cuban, he brought Gaddis in, and everybody assumed that all of a sudden that didn't ever watch the Michigan football game. Because if you watched the Michigan football game, you would have understood that Michigan was a run-first team. If you knew anything about Mario Cristobal has consistently been a run-first guy. He had generational talent, Justin Herbert, and still barely won. Guys were going out, selling out. This man said, and I want you to go follow him at Gregory King, Gregory King Jr. This is what it's called. This is the embodiment of Miami fans. Now, this was boldly tweeted out April 14th, the day before taxes. April 14th, 2022. Don't worry yourself. Actually, hold on. Let me go back up. Let me, okay, never mind. I'm going to go, whatever. Don't worry yourself. Just watch. TVD can easily average 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. 4,000 yards, 40 touchdowns on the season. He could get arrogant and beat himself, but no defense can stop him. Gaddis is a genius. Gonna be scary. And this is how confident he was. The confidence of a fired white coach in the NFL, knowing he's going to get another job. Bookmark this tweet. That's what he put out there. Now Gregory is very dark. Or is that what was he have? I thought that was Randy Shannon that he had in his profile pic. But he said bookmark the tweet. And he's still defending him. He says this man got a bum rap. And then no, I don't need to delete my account as many FSU fans did when Hunter went to JSU. This is after he tweeted this in April. UM won't win a title, but TVD should be a top 5 Heisman candidate. UM had a horrible O-line in the running game last year, and he blazed. They'll be better this year. As Maury Povich would say, the lie detector test determined that was a lie. The reality determined that was a lie. You were worse. And you have a coach telling people to come get their kids, and you know what they're coming to do? Coming to get their damn kids. And all you have is two lying-ass Cubans that keep going on and on about shit. It pains me to say this because I want people to realize there are legitimately 2 guys on Miami staff that I really like and have a lot of respect for. Edwin Pata, who actually was a walk-on at Florida State when I was there, brother of the late Brian Pata, who played at Miami. And then, now I can't think of this is the CTE part. This is the Ed Reed. What's coach's name? He was your D-line coach. He just had a birthday, I believe. But anyways, he played at Florida State too, was our strength coach at one point. And then he's coaching down there at the University of Miami. I think he's a great man, regardless of. And my bad, you got 3. And I respect the fuck out of Kevin Steele. I'm not even going to lie to you. That being said, you're not any good. I don't know what to tell you. Is it the OC or is it the head football coach? Because if the one thing about America, man, everybody talks about American exceptionalism and excellence, but the only thing that consistently sells in America is mid. Mid gonna sell. One thing y'all love is some mid. Yeah, did we freeze?
So how many seasons do you think they're gonna give Mario Cristobal?
Oh, okay. Mario, I was nervous there. I was like, oh shit. Mario Cristobal's gonna get 4 or 5 years. They ain't got no choice. They signed this man to like a 8-year guaranteed contract. This got me off fucking track. Nobody brags more about other people's money than poor people. And Miami has this thing, well, we got money. John Ruiz has Donald Trump type money. Like, we know he's rich, but we don't think he's a billionaire. We don't know what he's got. We just know he got something. And y'all are letting this braggadociousness infiltrate you and make you think you have it. No, you worked at McDonald's. Drop my fries and put extra salt on them bitches before we come back there. And most of y'all look like y'all could work at a Waffle House. Miami has beautiful people, the city, but the campus has some. Now, I will say this. There is money with the students on campus because to go to Miami as a regular student costs a good amount of money. So, whatever. And one of my best friends went to the University of Miami. She didn't give a fuck about football. She's a doctor now. It's a great education, but, Miami's so bad that one of the guys I coach with is from Miami, die-hard Miami fan. I'm talking about die-hard. And we got kids with offers from Miami. Now, the kids with offers from Florida State, you know what I'm telling them to do? Man, I would love for you to go to Florida State. I'm mad that those kids that got offers from Miami don't have offers from Florida State. I want them to come to Florida State. You know what, my bad. You know what my guy's saying? That's the Miami fan? That where the kids say he might go to Miami? Hey, man, chill out. Chill out. Because if you care about somebody, you don't want to see them in a bad situation. Edward Reed, for all of his bitching about BCU, remember, he left Miami. I'm just saying, if it was really that good at Miami, people with options don't go down. You're as loyal as your options, or you're as or what they say, your woman is as fine as your bank account.
Oh Jesus! I'm single.
Oh shit, man, shit, all right. All right, it just doesn't make sense. But speaking of shit that doesn't make sense, the NFL and the hiring practice. Personally, I'm one of the people in this world who does not believe in the Rooney Rule. So, Jacksonville guy that doesn't like me covering the Jaguars because Andrew Jackson was racist and shit. I agree with you. You probably don't want to listen to my show because
just woke up on.
yeah, I really don't believe in the Rooney Rule. Like, I think the Rooney Rule is one of the worst rules ever. Not because the intent isn't good. Intent doesn't pay bills without action. There is literally no action. There has not been a team that has been slapped with significant fines or an owner that has been threatened to lose his team by not implementing the Rooney Rule. Now, before I go into the foolishness of all of these things, I want to say this. What does what qualifies a black coach to become a head coach in the NFL? You got my guy over at KC, right? Offensive coordinator. He's been the OC for some time. KC has gone to 5 straight. This is their 5th straight AFC championship. I don't think that there's another coordinator that's probably more qualified than that. Forget black or white. That's a lot of fucking. He's been in 2 Super Bowls, won one of them. The one that he lost to the Bucs, you gotta give him some grace. He lost 3 of his starting offensive linemen. Patty Mahomes was fighting for his life. This man was good enough to get a job in the NFL, but so good, right, at what he does. They went and dug up stuff from like 2002 that he may or may not have been a part of. And the worst part about it was he potentially got strippers for recruits. I don't know what that has to do. Morality in the NFL has anything to do. I was talking to a general manager that I know well. He said, man, the only thing you really can't do is beat women and rape kids. Outside of that, if you're good enough, you can do anything. But Frank Wright, who I always think his name is Frank White, but that's me listening to Biggie. Um, Chris is funny. I'll read some of the comments later. Frank Wright I just to put preference in this. Frank Wright was fired in the middle of the season, at the beginning of the season, from the Indianapolis Colts. And they hired Jeff Saturday, a guy with 0 coaching experience, and was the head coach of a high school program so dominant that he won 3 games. There was they just jumped over all 10 black guys that was on Frank White's staff that could have been there. Other Hall of Fame candidates, Reggie Wayne being one, who was a coach on that staff. I'm going to step over all of you people. And you don't get mad at me being black. Get mad at the old white man, Bill Cowher, who basically was pissed off like that they even gave this man an opportunity. But Frank Wright was hired, and let me tell you why it doesn't make sense to me. In this tweet by James, I think about make sure I'm saying his name. Yep, by James Dater, white guy. And now every day, sometimes it happens, and my aunt used to say, just keep living, right? And you'll see stuff. So now more people are starting to come on this bandwagon, like, man, what the fuck does a black dude got to do to get a job in this motherfucker? God, sorry, I'm one now. Steve Wilks went 6-6 against 5 playoff teams with the sorriest QB room in the NFL, and Christian McCaffrey traded away. The team was so bad that he would have killed for Matt Ryan, sorry ass, and Jonathan Taylor. And he doesn't get a nod. Like, if you don't follow the NFL, like, do you realize the Carolina Panthers had a similar trajectory to the Jacksonville Jaguars, who Doug Peterson is the AFC coach of the year because of what he did with the Jags? This guy Wilks, literally, if the ball bounces a different way, they're in the playoffs, and he wasn't even considered for the job. You literally had a Rooney layup, a Rooney finger roll, if you will. And you hired the guy that they fired for a guy who won 3 high school football games. And I'm not even suggesting that Frank Reich ain't a good coach. All I'm saying is that, God damn, if you literally got a guy who not only qualified while doing on-the-job training, but outperformed, which is the only reason you should be firing him, to be honest with you, is because his dumbass kept winning and he didn't give you a good draft pick. But you still, my bad, I say that, but they still got the number 9 overall draft pick. So they still got a top 10 draft pick. Frank Reich was the quarterback was one of the first quarterbacks that the franchise ever got in 1995. So there is a little bit of familiarity with it, nostalgia, blah blah blah. Frank Reich has played some good stuff. Again, I'm not suggesting that he's not a good coach. I don't know if he'll be a good hire or not. I don't cover the Panthers, unfortunately. My guy, who is upset that I cover the Jacksonville Jaguars. My girl Sheena does, and that's on her. But I'll give them props that this makes more sense though than what the Colts are entertaining. Miles, if you can go to the one that says Chuck Modi, and Josina Anderson tweeted. Yeah, that's the video. I want to play that in a minute. Josina Anderson tweeted, in Indy, I'm told Jim Irsay, who is the Embattled owner, who was a few years ago discovered he got pulled over with like $50,000 and 2 bricks of Colombian Bam Bam on him. Not that Indy snow in February during the combine. I'm talking about that good, that Purico snow. When you're a billionaire, your Coke got to be better than everybody else's Coke. I wouldn't expect them to have the stepped on Coke. But this is how you know a cokehead or a crackhead is running your franchise. Doesn't matter. Like, that's why I always tell people, like, just because you're a billionaire or you make a lot of money doesn't necessarily mean you're successful. Doesn't necessarily mean you're smarter than everybody else. Sometimes it's dumb luck. Jim Irsay still has the desire to hire Jeff Saturday, but some who work with the owner or have his ear, while feeling Saturday is a great person, are not in favor of him as a head coach. We'll see if the Colts make it through the list of expected second interviews. Oh, got a second interview? Jeff Saturday. Play that. Do we have the sound?
Yeah.
Let's play that sound, because I want to hear what Jeff has to say about if he feels he's qualified to be a coach.
I may be terrible at this, and after 8 games, I'll say, "God bless you. I am no good."
I have an idea.
I may be terrible at this, and after
I may be terrible at this, and after 8 games, I'll say, "God bless you. I am no good." Jeff Saturday said this before he went 1-7 and blew the biggest lead in NFL history. I'm going to be honest with you. And me and Denny talked about this one time on the Sports Den, which is why the show was so important. It wasn't so much of what our insights were or what our takes were, but it was one of the few times where you can see healthy dialogue from 2 friends about all kinds of issues in sports.
No good.
Typically the race things. What people have to realize is I don't believe that people are systemic racism doesn't mean that you're racist. Like you're just like, oh my God, you're just an inherently bad person. Systemic racism means that the rules were put and embedded so much in society that the way we think life is normal probably really isn't. So what do I mean by that? We literally couldn't live or operate with each other. Me and Chris would do a show every Monday and Thursday. Listen, our parents couldn't do that show when they first were born. Our grandparents definitely couldn't have done that show. I wouldn't be able to stay in the same hotel as some people back in the day. Like, it's literally so embedded that when I went to Kansas City, it's still one of the most segregated things I've ever seen in my life. Literally, all the black people live on one side of town, but there was this thing called redlining, and that's why. So like, you could only buy into this area or neighborhood, and it was cool, it was legal. But that's how it was for like, let's just say in 1960, the Civil Rights Act or whatever, that it sprinkled some magic fairy dust. That's only 60 something years. You can't erase and it was legislated. So what happened was you legislated segregation and separation. And so in theory, all you hung out with was your homeboys that look like you. So you can't have a friend group of diverse people if you're legally not allowed to. Now, I say that that's why, they call it the good old boy network, but black people do it too. You hire your friend group. And if you don't actively try to diversify your friend group and you're just lazy, you're going to hire and only going to be around the people that you're around 24/7. And that's what this hire is. Jim Irsay is literally hiring his drinking buddy, Jeff Saturday. And it's not taking away his playing career. He was a phenomenal player. That don't mean you a good coach. Michael Jordan is arguably the greatest basketball player to ever play. He's also arguably the worst general manager to ever. Like, I don't want him anywhere near a team. Matter of fact, I don't think he could have won like LeBron won if he would have had the same power that LeBron has had. I don't understand the problem. And the problem doesn't come in the fact that you're not hiring black coaches. It's whatever. Hire who you want. It's your toy. Do your business. But don't give the perception that this is open and equal without having real clear, like, there's no clear guidelines. Like, do you want a winner? like, what do I have to show you when you knew this team stunk and you knew my boss, Matt Rule, who's now with the Nebraska, wasn't any good? That's why you fired him. So I took his job and made it look good. Like, to me, no brainer. I'm going to hire the guy. Like, maybe if you don't even got to hire him to a long contract. Give him 2 years. Say, hey, man, throw you a little bit of bread, give you some leeway. Hey, man, you make that bitch look good next year. Shit. May even add some extensions to you. It's just wild. Because, again, another good example. You got a coach that took you to 2 Super Bowls. Excuse me. Did he take him to 2 Super Bowls? He won 1 Super Bowl at Tampa. What did my guy Byron do? Anyways, he just won a Super Bowl not too long ago. We do know that. But now all of a sudden, Byron Leftwich ain't the guy? I just don't get it. But, it is what it is. You know what I also don't get? So that nobody believes that I'm not, I'm not this equal opportunity guy. I don't get recruiting rankings. I really don't understand recruiting rankings. Congratulations to all the kids who have high recruiting rankings. But like, I always wonder if these people actually watch film. And what do they see when they watch film? Because they got kids ranked in the top top 20 in some of these rankings that I saw not make a play against kids that I coach who couldn't even walk on to Power 5 schools. Like, if you're a Power 5 guy, I should be able to see true dominance consistently. How much time we've been recording, Miles? Shit, all right, we may have to wrap this one up quick. And it's wild because, you know, I have kids who I can see it in, who are talented. And I was telling them, don't worry so much about being the number one overall, because it's political at that point. And the only way to really get it is to have some fat motherfucker who ain't never did shit in his life hope that they, you know, like, is the hope that they give you this coveted ranking that doesn't necessarily mean what you think it means. So, but the ranking doesn't always save you. I can tell you that much. So there's a 5 and 4 star doesn't mean anything unless, you know, you got all your ducks in a row. There's a 4-star wide receiver that ended up having to go Division I AA because a lot of coaches saw through it. You know, it's not that he's a bad kid. He's going to get a chance to change his life, Santana Fleming, but he's going to Western Carolina. Mama fine though. That might be why he got a high ranking. Might help.
Does that happen often?
Man, you know, one day we'll have a whole Pop Warner football coach special, single mom special go on. And you know, interesting things happen when people are trying to help kids. So they're trying to help themselves while they're trying to help the kids. And sometimes if you got a fine mama, you'll get a little bit more attention than what you would normally get. But yeah. I'm not suggesting that she did that. I just know she's fine. That's all I'm saying. Like, I don't know that. I don't think she did, but other people may have. But I say that because there's a 4-star quarterback that lost it all. It is just grateful for the opportunity to play. And I'm seeing the world start to cover this situation. And I think people are taking the kid's intentions the wrong way. And I tell all my white friends, including his mentor and quarterback trainer, Denny, I will never fall on the sword and use my blackness to protect somebody's whiteness. I am not Emmanuel Acho. Or obviously, I'm not Marcellus Wiley. I'm not one of those guys. I'm not Jason Fatlock. I'm not them motherfuckers. But I can also deduce and get information and find out when somebody's probably didn't get a fair shot. The young man, Marcus Stokes, quarterback from Nice High School, not far from here in Jacksonville, Florida, did something that you just can't do. I'm with you. I don't do it. The times that I've done it, even on this show, have been actually most of the time white people have been me repeating it after white people have said it and showing how easy it is to not say the word. But I get it. Sometimes, man, the music is good and it just gets the vibing. You just get the. They didn't like.
But how many can make this famous?
But like, he's 17, and when my black kids explained to me that the rapper that he was is a popular young notable rapper, and that's how he does his intros. Then I did some digging. You know, it's like Eminem. He literally only hangs around black people. Like, one thing I just like when everybody found out. It had already been known for months that this had happened. It just hadn't leaked to the public yet.
Oh, so it wasn't a tweet or anything.
He did it, I think, on like TikTok or something like that, and then immediately took it down. But somebody found it. Like, what happened was there's a big time rivalry down there, and the rival school got it. And
Is this you?
yeah, and then what happened was they sent it to UF Barstool. And UF Barstool was sitting on it for a while. Then it eventually got out. But this is how I know he's not like football. Even there is like the roster's 75% colored, man. Like if If he was bad, he'd been playing with 2 black eyes. But he wasn't, because the black kids fuck with him. Now, it just doesn't mean the other black kids are gonna fuck with you, but like, you know, like if you could play the video, I want to hear what, you know, those guys who are running it had to say. Like, not that, that's the recruiting one, should be redemption or something like that. So a little quick 2-minute clip, you know, like even just if you look at a white quarterback who uses the N-word is going to HBCUs. And like, it's like the way that a lot of people are framing this is like, he's trying to use this as like a way out, or like a way to like repair his image. The kid just wants to play ball. They're the only people who will offer him. But I'll tell you more of the background to the story after we listen to what this news channel has to say about it.
All right, here's what's on my mind. Marcus Stokes, a white quarterback who lost his D1 scholarship for using the N-word, gets a new offer from a historically black college. Let me say that again. A white quarterback loses his scholarship for saying the N-word and gets a scholarship to a black college. Albany State gave the offer, and tons of people were talking about it on social media. So here's my take. Nobody should be using the N-word anyways, and I don't care if it's the N-word that ends with ER or GA. Trust me, there are some people out there believe it's the same word. Now, dictionary.com calls the N-word the most offensive word in the English language. Now, real talk, I believe in second chances, and Lord knows I've had plenty of them. And I know many are upset with Albany State because of this. But this might do the kids some good to go to an HBCU. What better way for someone to learn about the black culture and get educated on racial
Pause this
sensitivity?
shit.
Isn't that what we want more people to do in this country
Like,
anyway?
this guy probably did. Like, it doesn't mean, like, guys, cut this shit about learning about the black culture, about HBCUs, man. I just get so fucking tired of that. I grew up in the hood. I ain't go to no HBCU. You know what I know a lot about? The goddamn black culture. It's good because the kid is showing that he's not afraid. And let me tell you who the first people were to offer him or talk to him when he left, when he lost his scholarship offer. Deion Sanders and Jackson State University. FAMU. Bethune-Cookman wants the kid. He's got the offer from Albany State, Alabama A&M. I believe Alabama State just offered him. Who also took a young man, Alabama A&M took a young man from Jacksonville who got kicked off the team for smoking weed and losing his fucking mind, but gave him an opportunity. He's on a visit right now to West Florida. When this stuff first happened, I called a couple people that I knew at HBCUs. And then I called the kid. And I asked the kid, would you play at a HBCU? You know what he told me? No, I'm just joking. He said, yes, sir, I would. I would love to play at an HBCU. And then I asked, my partner, I was like, Denny, he's like, man, this guy feels more comfortable around black kids than he does. And I wish they would have played the video, but the video is literally this. I'm back N-word.
You a grown man making a whole think piece about this young kid who said it once in a song.
Wide receiver, I forgot his name. Not right. It wasn't Riley Skinner. Riley Skinner's a quarterback from this way. But the racist Florida cat. I say he's racist, but he says, I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna beat you and all you N-words back there ass. At a country music concert, by the way, like there wasn't any Riley Cooper, wasn't any black people back there. I can promise you that. It's why I tell people cancel culture really doesn't exist if you're good enough. Riley didn't get canceled. Who's the country music singer that he's doing the damn concert in Tallahassee, I believe. Now he used it in the proper context. That's why I wasn't really upset with him. He called somebody a bitch ass nigga, and that person was being a bitch ass nigga. It was a white person. So like it wasn't like he was saying like this is the black people. It was like, if you're using it like that means that's scorched earth. Bitch ass N-word, like, we gotta go. Like we gotta throw. I'm happy for it. The kid wants to play at HBCU. I think he'll be really, really good at it. Hopefully he picks unlike Ed Reed, I think he's looking for the opportunity. And would do well. So Oh, nice. You found another promo code. But all that to be said, I got to go to the last point because more head clock. And I'm gonna end it on this. I'm sick of you tender-dicked, light-skinned ass motherfuckers. I almost wanted to use my guys. Actually, you know what? Actually, matter of fact, fuck all of this. 17-year-old, right? Miles, don't we have a sound of an icon who just died that was literally just hanging out, felt good, love her? You know what I still would do if she was alive? I'd still watch fucking 2020. If you go see this video, this bitch was comfortable in the motherfucker with Richard Pryor talking about that. Okay, was like that Barbara, who are you sick of, Barbara?
Boy, fuck you.
But, oh, okay, I'm gonna get that next too. But we got let's get Barbara. We working on this thing, but oh, she said it? Okay. Because I'm sick of Matt Barnes' ass.
I don't like the nigga, period.
Just do it one more time.
I don't like the nigga.
Ain't nobody canceling Barbara Walters and shit. Like, you're canceling legit, but you're not canceling Barbara. Barbara said that, and even Richard called her out. Barbara said that shit like that was not the first time she has ever said it. When people haven't ever said something before, it's uncomfortable saying it. Like, but when it just rolls off your tongue, that means you got practice, man. Which is, again, lie to your pastor. Don't lie to me.
Like
but Matt Barnes did the most despicable thing that I've ever heard in my life. He spit on somebody. He spit on his current fiance's ex-husband at the San Francisco 49ers Dallas Cowboys game. One of the worst things you could do to me is spit on me. You spit on me, you'll be waking up. Matt Barnes would have spit on me. His ass would have been waking up playing defense against Len Bias and Kobe Bryant. And that's on Joseph's stepson. Like, you would have had to see me at that point. Like, I'm tired of this fake tough guy bravado that Matt Barnes puts off. And what's interesting is Matt Barnes is the same guy that was going on and on about how egregious and how nasty and how messy the Nia Long and whatever the African and Miko, whatever former coach of the Boston Celtics situation was. But then you go and do this. You're the same guy that got in a car to go drive and try to fight your ex-wife and your former best friend because of shit. Why are these issues always happening to your light-skinned ass? Why are you so emotional? This is why the stereotypes exist of light-skinned dudes. Rick Fox was never like this. Yeah, but man was so bad. He got Miss America, got the Black Miss America. Vanessa Williams, bad. The motherfucker was bad at it. Bad out there. Like, what happens if this husband would have beat the fuck out of you in front of your wife? Which I think that's you and your co-host, Steven Jackson, are overgrown fake hip-hop toddlers. You got Steven Jackson ass out in O Block calling 20-year-olds to try to check in and hang out in the projects. Bro, you are a multi-millionaire. Why are you trying to hang in the projects at night? Taking pictures and shit. You old motherfuckers are always steadily calling out the young generation for doing all this social media antics. And what are you motherfuckers doing all the time? Social media antics. It's disturbing. It's unbecoming of men. Stop talking about how the younger generation is lost. The younger generation is lost because the older generation acting like they don't got no goddamn sense. And I'll leave you at this. It's the last one, Miles. Because I don't understand this. I don't understand when I know I got black women on my side earlier today. But I don't understand you people. Because I'm gonna tell you the truth. Before we even play this, I ain't doing all this shit for nobody. But I'm gonna tell you about the red flags. A lot of the times, the things that y'all think are red flags aren't red flags. Guy like me is busy. I ain't got time to be calling you every 45 seconds and try to figure out where you at and doing like all this shit. This man, when a man is around you 24/7, is continuously showering you with stuff. That's that shit that y'all believe in romance and Tyler Perry movies. Those are the red flags. They hiding something. But play this video because you won't understand it. If you guys are, listening to Apple Tunes, but I don't give a fuck. Get to the YouTube and you'll see this. At 2 million views. The girl called her and said that we got the same boyfriend and we're doing all these different things. But I'm gonna tell you that this guy at cocaine, he said Omega Q. The C is replaced with a Q. It's a whole lot of what he did for her and nothing about what she did for him. No wonder his ass cheated. Like y'all be sitting here putting these things out here, and that's a lot of energy. And then it's a lot of stuff. Do y'all realize the biggest whores are in the church, both sides? I need a man that's gonna pray for me and give me the Bible and give me my reassurance and get me out of this and say Jesus, just to find out that y'all was fucking the whole time. Like both of y'all was fucking. He was fucking you. He was giving some other chicks some dick. Why he got you a Bible? That should have been like, does that not register? Like, what the fuck are y'all thinking? What's the sin that they always preach about? But this gay people and fucking. Them the two things that every church gonna preach about damn near every Sunday, and you over there fucking it up. And girl, you probably telling your friend, girl, you got you goals, relationship goals. Meanwhile, the guy who's really loving you is the motherfucker that's going out working every day. He's tired of your ass, but he's there because he loves you. He doesn't have the energy to fucking show you all of these different things. Now, what I want to know is this. Why did you leave just because a bitch got pregnant? He clearly has money. I don't know what the fuck he does, but if he has money and time, baby, I promise you, ain't no other man giving you that kind of energy. And she ain't even fine enough to get that kind of energy to. Nia Long, one of the finest black women ever created, got cheated on. What makes you think you are above Nia Long? She gets cheated on in movies and in real life. All I'm saying is find somebody that actually makes you happy, that has a little bit less crazy, that has enough crazy that you can deal with. And when this economy, if they're 75% good, you probably want to keep them. Because the rent is too goddamn high to be just breaking up with people over little things like bringing in life. You guys went to church together. He prayed with you. He did a whole bunch of other stuff. Bible says be fruitful and multiply. And there's only one person in the Bible that is named as a man after God's own heart. That's David. And always remember this big game, free game by big game. David had 5 wives and 3 concubines. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. May the doors of the church are open. May the Lord add a blessing to the readers and the hearers and the doers of his word. We'll see you guys next week. I'm up against it. I got to go help order some fucking cigars and do some other shit. So see you guys later.